concessions. We have food for, I think, $2, drinks for $1, maybe vice versa.
Vice versa.
And we also were selling yerba mates if you want a 7 p.m. yerba mate. So feel free to peruse the table. If there is an emergency, lucky for us, we are outdoors, which means we can run in literally any other direction that is not towards the emergency. If you need to use the bathroom, if you have tap access with G World, then there are bathrooms in South Hall right over there. And if you do not have G World, a couple streets down, there's the University Student Center. All right. Other shows that are happening this weekend. Generic Theater Company is doing Spring Awakening in the Burned Black Box this very weekend. 14th grade Players is doing The Mousetrap in the Burned Black Box April 20th through 22nd.
Yeah!
Forbidden Planet Productions is doing Brent in the Burned Black Box April 27th through 29th. And let's see, the GW Shakespeare Company, our very own, is doing As You Like It in Betts Auditorium April 27th through 29th. Now, some content warnings for the show include blood, death, suicide, violence, domestic and parental abuse, and physical intimacy. Yeah! Cheers for the blood, everybody. Finally, I am very proud to say that this production will also include a fundraiser for the Shatterproof nonprofit, which works to destigmatize and assist those who are struggling with addiction. If you would like to donate, we take any amount. It is the same Venmo that you might have Venmoed the money for your tickets towards. Please specify that it is a donation. All of the proceeds donated to Shatterproof, and in general, every show that we do is dedicated to the memory of my cousin Jordan. So please donate. And I am so happy with all the work that the cast has put into this show, and I am so excited for you all to see it. So without further ado, let's tell a story. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our seed. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers will take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage. The which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend.
Gregory, on our word will not carry any coal.
No, for then we should be colliers.
And if we be colliers, we'll stand.
But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
I strike quickly, being moved.
To move is to stir, as to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runnest away.
A dog of the house of Montague moves me. A dog of the house of Montague moves me. And methinks that they think I'm unable to stand. And it's known I'm a pretty piece of flesh.
'Tis well thou art not fish. Hast thou been poor John? Draw thy jewel. Here comes of the house of Montague.
My naked weapon is out! Cruel, Maxie!
How? Turn thy back and run?
Fear me not.
No, Mary, I fear thee.
Let us take the water side some dead begin.
I will frown as I walk past and let them take it as they list.
Nay, as they dare, I'll bite my thumb at them, which is a disgrace that they bear.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is the water side if I say A?
No!
I do bite my thumb, sir, but I do not bite my thumb at you, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
But if you do, sir, I am for you. I sure as good as you.
No better.
Well, sir.
Say better, here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
Yes, better, sir.
You lie!
Gregory, remember that watching blow!
Heartfuls, put up thy sword! You know not what you do!
What? Art thou drawn amongst these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio, look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword, or manage it to part these men with me.
What? Drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word as I hate hell. All Montagues, and thee. Have at thee, coward.
What noise is this? My sword, I say.
Thou villain Capulet! Hold me not! Let me go!
Not stir what would you think about? Rebellious subjects! Enemies to peace! Profaners of this neighbor-stained steel! Will they not hear what ho you men, you beasts? That quench the fire of your pernicious rage with purple fountains issuing from your veins. On pain of torture from those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground and hear the sentence of your moving prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets, and made Verona's ancient citizens, cast by their grief-beseeming ornaments, to wield old partisans and hands as old. Cankered with peace, to part your cankered hate. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time, all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me, and come you, Montague, this afternoon, to hear our farther pleasure in this case. To old Freetown, our common judgment place. Once again, on pain of death, all men depart.
Where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he wasn't here at this fray.
Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drove me to walk abroad, where, westward rooteth from the city side, under the grove of sycamore, did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me and stole into the covert of the wood. I, measuring his affections by my own, which then most saw where most might not be found, being one too many by my weary self, pursued his humor, not pursuing mine, and gladly shunned who gladly fled from me.
Many a morning hath he there been seen with tears, augmenting the fresh morning dew, adding clouds, more clouds, with his deep sighs. Away from light steals home my heavy son, and in his chamber pens himself, shuts up his window, locks fair daylight out, creates for himself an artificial night. Black and portentous must his humor prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know it nor can learn of him.
Have you importuned him by any means?
Both by myself and many other friends, but he, his own affected counselor, is to himself. I will not say how true we could but learn from whence sorrows grow. We would as willingly give cure as no.
See where he comes. I'm so pleased you step aside. I know his grievance or be much denied.
I would thou wert so happy by thy state, your true shrift. Come, madam, left away.
Good morrow, cousin!
Is the day so young?
But new struck 9.
My me, sad hours seem long. That my father delivered so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love?
Out.
Of love?
Out of her favor where I'm in love.
Alas, that love so gentle in his view should be so tyrannous and rough and cruel.
Alas, that love, whose view is muffled still, should without eye see pathways to his will. Where shall we dine? Oh, me, what crave is here? Yet, tell me not, for I have heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, oh, crawling love, oh, loving hate, oh, anything of nothing first creates. This love, feel I that feel no love in this. Does thou not laugh?
No, cuz I rather weep.
Good heart as what?
At thy poor heart's oppression.
Oh, such is love's transgression. Griefs of mine own lie heavy in my breast, which thou wilt propagate, have it pressed with more of thine. Love that thou hast shown, had more grief than too much of mine own. Farewell, my cuz.
Soft, I will go along. And if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
Tut, I've lost myself. I am not here, this is not Romeo, he's some other where.
Tell me, in sadness, who is that you love?
In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aimed so near when I suppose you loved.
A right good markman. She's fair, I love.
A right fair mark, fair cuz, as soon as hit.
When that hit, you miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow, she hath Dian's wit, and in strong proof of chastity, well armed from love's weak, childish bow, she lives uncharmed. Oh, she is rich in beauty, only poor that when she dies with beauty dies her store.
Then she hath sworn
she will still live chaste?
She hath.
Oh.
And in that sparing makes huge waste. She hath forsworn to love, and in that vow do I live dead than live to tell it now.
No, be ruled by me. Forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes. Examine other beauties.
Show me a mistress that is passing fair. What doth her beauty serve but as a note where I may read who passed that passing fair? Farewell. Thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine, or else die in debt.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
But Montague is bound as well as I in faith and penalty alike, and it's not hard, I think, for men so old as we to keep the peace. Of honorable reckoning are you both, and PTT is given that odd for too long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit? By saying over what I've said before, my child is yet a stranger in this world. Let 2 summers wither in their pride ere we think her ripe to be a bride.
Younger than she, a happy mother's maid.
Too soon marred are those so good. Earth hath swallowed all of my hopes, but she's the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle parents, win her heart. My will to her consent is but a part, and she agreed within her scope of choice. Lies my consent fair according to us. Upon this night I hold an old, accustomed feast, whereto I've invited many a guest such as I love, among the store. One more, most welcome, makes that number more. So at my poor house, look to behold tonight earth shining with stars at the dark heaven's light. Sirrah, go, trudge about through fair Verona. Find those names out that are written here, and to them say, welcome on my pleasure, and to our house stay.
Find them out, whose names are written here. I am sent to find those persons, but can never find those the writing person hath here writ. I must have learned, in good time.
Why, Romeo, art thou mad?
What mad? You're bound. Or the bad man is shut up in prison.
Good evening, good fellow. Good evening. I pray, sir, can you read?
Aye, mine own fortune and my misery.
Perhaps you learned without book. But I pray, could you read anything you see?
Aye, if I know the letters and the language.
You say honestly. Rest you
A
marry.
state fellow I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters. Mercutio and his brother Valentine. My fair niece Rosaline and Livia. Mine uncle Capulet and his cousin Tybalt to fair assembly. Whither should they come?
Up.
Whither to supper?
To our house.
Whose house?
My master's.
Oh, indeed, I should have asked thee that before.
Now, I'll tell you without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet. And if you've been out of the house of Montague, I pray, come quench a cup of wine. Rest you merry. At this same ancient feast of Capulet sups the fair Rosaline, whom thou so loves, against all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unattainted eye compare her face to some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow!
I'll go along. No such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Nurse, where is my
Daughter, call her forth to me. By my maidenhead a 12-year-old, I bade her come. Lamb! Ladybird! Juliet!
How now? Who calls?
Your mother!
Madam, I'm here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back again. I have remembered me. Thou'st hear our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour.
She's not yet 16.
Even or odd, of all days of the year, come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 16. Mary, I remember it well. 'Tis 11 years since the that day, all days of the year. Right.
And my husband, God rest his soul, he was a merry man, picked up the child. Yea, quoth he, didst thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backwards when thou hast more sense, wilt thou not, jewel? And by my heart, the pretty wretch left crying, saying, I! To see now how a jest shall come about. Wilt thou not, jewel, and to think the pretty fool left crying, saying, I!
Enough of this, I pray. Hold thy peace.
Yes, madam. But I cannot help but to laugh to think it's Titian and said I.
Is that you I braiding or say I?
Peace I have done. Oh, thou wert the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed, and I should live to see thee married. I have my wish.
Mary, that very first thing I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor I dream not of.
An honor? Were I not thine only nurse, I would think thou had sucked wisdom from thy teeth.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you, here in Verona, ladies of esteem are already made mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man, young lady? Why, he is a man of all the world. He is a man of wax.
Verona summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, he is a flower in faith, a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read over the volume of young Paris's face and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. Examine every married lineament and see how one another leads content. And what obscured in this fair volume lies, find written in the margins of his eyes. This precious book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks a cover. That book in many eyes doth share the glory that in gold clasps locks the golden story. So shall you share in all that he doth possess by having it, making yourself no less.
No less. Nay, bigger. Women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like a Paris's love?
I'll look to like if looking liking move, but no more deep I dart mine eye than your consent is strength to make it fly.
Madame, the guests are come, supper served up. You called, my young lady asked for, the nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait. I beseech you, follow straight.
We follow thee. Juliet, the county stays.
Go, girls! Seek happy nights to happy days!
What, shall the speech be spoke for excuse, or shall we on without apology?
Nay, the date is out of such prolixity. Let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone.
Give me a light, I am not for this ambling. Being but hardly I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground I cannot move.
You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bough.
I am to soar, and here's with his shaft to soar with his light feathers. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it should you burden love. Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorns.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Not knocking under, and no sooner in every man, but take him to his leg! Come, we burn daylight!
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay. We waste our lights in vain like lights by day. Take our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times that ere once in our 5 wits.
And we mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis no wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
So did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed asleep while they do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab has been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone, on the forefinger of an alderman drawn with a team of little anatomy over men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes made of long spinner's legs, the cover of the wings of grasshoppers, her traces of the swallow's spider web, her collar of the moonshine's watery beam, her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of film. Her Wagner is a small gray-coated gnat, not half so big as a round little worm, pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. And in this state, her chariot is an empty hazelnut, made by the joiner squirrel or old grub, time out of mind. The fairies' coachmakers. And in this state she gallops night by night through lovers' brains. And then they dream of love on courtiers' knees, who dream on curtsies straight, or lawyers' fingers, who straight dream on fees, over ladies' lips, who straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry mad with blisters plague, because their breath with sweetmeats tainted are. Sometimes she comes over a courtier's nose, and then dreams he of smelling out a suit. And sometimes comes she with a tithed pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose as he lies asleep. And then dreams he of another benefice. Sometimes she driveth over a soldier's neck, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breeches, Epuscato Spanish blades, of hells 5 fathoms deep, and then anon drums in his ears, at which he starts and waits, and being thus frightened, swears a prayer or two, and sleeps again. This is that very map that plates the veins of horses in the night, and bakes the elf locks in foul, sluttish hairs, which once untangled much misfortune bodes. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she!
Peace! Mercutio, peace! Talks of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of substance as the air, and more inconstant than the wind who woos. Even now the frozen bosom of the north, being angered, puffs away from hence, turning his side to the dew-dropping south.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper's done and we will come too late.
I fear too early, for my mind misgives some consequence, yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin his fearful date with this night's revels, and expired the term of a despised life closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath the steerage of my course, direct my sail. On, lusty gentlemen!
Strike drum!
Welcome, gentlemen. You are welcome, gentlemen. Come, musician, play. A hall, give room. More light, you knaves, and turn the tables, and quench the fire. The room is grown too hot.
What lady's that which doth enrich the hand of yonder knight?
I know not, sir.
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. So shows a snowy dove trooping with crows as yonder lady or her fellows shows. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching hers make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now? Forswear it, sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
That by his voice should be a Montague. Fetch me my rapier, boy. What? Dares the slave come hither covered with an antic face, to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him, that I hold it not a sin.
Why, how now, kinsman? Wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe, a villain that is hither come in spite, to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle cause. Let him alone. He bears him like a portly gentleman, and to say truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not, for the wealth of all of this town here in my house, do him his pardon. Therefore be patient, let him alone. It is my will, the which if thou respect, show a fair presence, put off these frowns and ill-beseeming semblance for a feast.
It fits when such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured. What? God damn, boy, I say he shall. Am I the master here, or you? Go to. God give me rest. You'll make a mutiny among my...
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame!
Go to. You are a saucy boy. God mend my soul. Go to and be quiet, or more lights, you knaves! Or for shame, I'll make you quiet! What? Really, my heart?
Patience perforce with willful color meeting makes my flesh tremble in their different greetings. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitterest gall. If I profane with my unworthy stand this holy shrine, gentle sin is this, my lips, too blush and cold, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints of hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips, and holy palmers too?
I, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear sweet, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, while my prayer's effect I take. Thus from my lips, my God, my sin is purged.
Then have from my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from my lips, O trespass sweetly urge, give me my sin again.
You kissed by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Mary, bachelor. Her mother is the lady of the house. I nursed her daughter that you talked withal.
She a Capulet? Oh, to your account my life is my foe's debt. Away begone, this sport is at the best! Aye, so I fear the more is my unrest.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen. I thank you all. I might pay it back to it. My rest. More torches!
Come hither, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
I know not.
Who ask his name? If ye married, my grave is like to be my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your greatest enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen, unknown, and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me that I must love a loathed enemy.
None most away. The strangers have all gone.
Bravo!
Romeo! My cousin Romeo! Romeo!
He is wise, and all my life hath stolen him home to bed. He ran this way and left this orchard wall. Call, good Mercutio. Nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo! gentness, that there adjacent lie, that in thy likeness thou appear to us. And if he hears thee, thou wilt anger him. This cannot anger him. My invocation is fair and honest. In his mistress's name, I conjure only that which shall raise up him. Come, he hath hid himself among these trees to be consorted with the humorous night. His love is blind and best befits the dark. If love is blind, love cannot hit the mark. Romeo, good night! Out to my truckle bed. This field bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go then. For 'tis in vain to seek him here that means not to be found.
He just had scars and never felt a wound. But soft what light through yonder window breaks? Is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon. We sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, for she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. What is my lady? Oh, what is my love? Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Her eye in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. Oh, see how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
I me.
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as moist to this night, being o'er my head as is a winged messenger of heaven, unto the white upturned wondering eyes of mortals who fall back to gaze on him as he bestrides the lazy puffing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air.
Oh, Romeo. Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other word would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thy words, call me with love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus screened a night so stumblest on thy counsel?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to me. Had I written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, and yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo? And a Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art. If any of my kinsmen find me here.
With love's light wings did I o'erperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do, that dares love attempt. Therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me.
But if they see thee, they will murder thee.
Lack, there lies more peril in thine eye than in 20 of their swords. Call me but love, and I am proof against their enemies.
For not for the world they saw thee here.
Have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes. What thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death, the rogue wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundst thou out this place?
Thy love, that first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no pilot yet. Wert thou as far as that vast shore, washed with the farthest sea, I should adventure for such merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face. Else would a maiden blush but paint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke. But farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet though thou swearest, thou mayest prove false. At lovers' perjuries, they say Jove laughs. Gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkest I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so that thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayest think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, all prove to be more true than those that have more coin to be strange. Oh, I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardst ere was where my true love passion. And therefore do not impute this yielding to light love, which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I vow that tips with silver all these...
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
Well, what shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
My heart's dear love.
Well, do not swear. Though I take joy in thee, I take no joy in this conference tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning, which doth cease to be ere one can say it lightens. Sweet good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove to be a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night. As sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love, faithful thou for mine.
Well, I gave thee mine before thou didst request it. And yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it for what purpose, love?
But to be frank, and give it thee again. And yet I wish but for the thing that I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite.
Mistress!
I hear some noise within. Anon, good nurse, stay but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed night! I am feared. Being a night, all this is but a dream, too flattering, sweet, to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow by one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time that will perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world. Anon I come, but I do beseech thee, if thou meanest not, but by and by I come! To cease thy strife and lead me to my grief, tomorrow will I send,
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes toward love, as schoolboys from their books. With love from love, toward school with heavy looks.
Romeo! Listen! Oh. For a falconer's voice to lure this tassel gentle back again. Bondage is hoarse and may not speak aloud. Else would I tear the cave where echo lies and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine with repetition of my Romeo!
Oh, and if my soul with cold sun may fade, how sweet some lovers' tongues by night, but softest music to attending ears.
Romeo, dear, what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
The hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it.
I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
And I'll still stay to have thee still forget, at forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no farther than a wanton's bird that lets it hop a little from his hand like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and with the silken thread plucks it back again, so loving, jealous of his liberty.
I would I were thy bird.
Sweet, so would I, yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be tomorrow.
Sleep well upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. When I were sleeping, peace so sweet to rest. Hence will I to my ghostly friar's close cell his help to crave, my dear have to tell.
The gray-eyed morn smiles on the frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light, and fleckled darkness like a drunkard reels from fourth day's path and Titan's fiery wheels. Oh, the earth that's nature's mother is her tomb. What is her burying ground? That is her womb. And from her womb, children of divers kind we sucking on her natural bosom find. Many from many, virtues excellent, none but for some, yet all different. Oh, mickle is the powerful grace that lies in plants, herbs, stones, and their true qualities. Within the infant rind of this weak flower, poison hath residence and medicine power. For this, being smelt, with this part cheers each part. Being tasted, stays all senses with the heart. Two such opposing kings encamp them still, in man as well as herb, grace and rude will. And where the worser is predominant, full soon the canker death eats up that plant. Good morrow, Father! Benedicite! What early tongue so sweet saluteth me? Young son, it argues a distempered head so soon to bid. Good morrow! To thy bed. Care keeps his watch in every old man's eye, and where care lodges, sleep will never lie. But where unbruised youth with unstuffed brain doth couch his limbs, there golden sleep doth reign. Therefore, thy earliness doth me assure, thou art roused with some distemperature. Or, if not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
The last was true, the sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin, wast thou with Rosaline?
Rosaline, my ghostly father, no. I have forgot that name and that name is alone.
That's good, my son, but tell me, where hast thou been then?
Now tell thee ere thou asketh thee again, I have been feasting with mine enemy.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
And plainly know, my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. So mine on hers, or hers is set on mine, and all combined, save what thou must combine by holy marriage. When, where, and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vow. I'll tell thee as we pass. This I pray that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy St. Francis, what a change is here! Is Rosaline that thou didst love so dear so soon forsaken? Young men's love then lies not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes. Jesu Maria, what a deal of brine hath washed thy sallow cheeks of Rosaline! And art thou changed? Pronounce this sentence then. Woman may fall when there's no strength in men.
Thou chidest me oft for loving Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
And badest me very love.
Not in a grave to lay one in, another out to have.
I pray thee, chide me not. Her I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well. Thy love did read by rote which could not spell. But come, young waverer, come, go with me. In one respect all thy assisted me. For this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love.
Oh, let us lance, I stand on some haste.
Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast.
Came he not home last night? Not to his father's. I spoke with this man. Why, that
horrid wench! That Rosamond torments him, so that he will run mad.
Tybalt, a kinsman of old Capulet, hath sent a letter to his father's house.
A challenge on my life!
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
Nay, he will answer the letter's master how he dares being dared.
Alas, poor Romeo is already dead! Stabbed with the white wench's black eye, run through the ear with a love song, the very pen of his heart, pricked with the blind bow boy's butt shaft. And is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why? What is Tybalt?
Oh, he's more than prince of cats. He's the courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you sing brick song. He rests his minute rest. 1, 2, and the third in your bosom. The very butcher of a silkworm. A duelist. A duelist of the very first house of the first and second cause.
Here comes Romeo.
Here comes Romeo. Without his row like a dry parrot. Oh, flesh, flesh, how art thou fishified? Signor Romeo Bonjour. There's a French salutation to your French slop. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give to you?
The slip, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio. My business was great, and in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
In such a case as yours may constrain a man to bow in the hands.
Meaning to courtesy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
A most courteous exposition.
The very pink of courtesy.
Pink the flower?
Right.
Why then is my pump well flowered?
Sherwood, follow me this jest till thou hast worn out thy pump, that when the single soul that is worn, the jest may remain after the wearing solely singular.
Oh, single soul jest, solely singular for the singleness.
Oh, good Benvolio, come between us. My wits faint.
Which is first, or else I a match.
Is this not better now than groaning for love? Now art thou Romeo, now art thou sociable, now art thou what thou art, by art as well as by nature. For this driveling love is like a great natural that runs lolling up and down tide his bubble.
Stop there, stop there.
Thou desires me to stop in my tail against the hair?
I would else have made thy tail large.
Oh, thou art deceived, for I was to come to the whole of my argument and meant indeed to occupy the tail no longer.
Well, here's good.
A sail, a sail.
A tutu, a shirt, and a smock.
Peter? My fan, Peter.
None. Her fan, good Peter, to hide her face, for her fan's the fairer face.
God ye good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good even, good gentlewoman.
Can any of you tell me where I may find young Romeo?
I can tell you, but young Romeo will be older when you have found him when you saw him. I am the youngest of that name for fault of course.
You say well.
Very well you took, in faith, wisely, wisely.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you. She will indict him to some supper!
Abad, so how?
What hast thou found?
Romeo, about to your fathers, will to supper hither.
Yeah, I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady.
Pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this so full of his roguery?
A gentleman, dear nurse, that loves to hear himself talk and will speak more in a minute than he can stand to in a month.
I'm so vexed every part about me quivers. Scurvy knave! I pray you, sir, a word. My young lady bid me inquire you out. What she bid me say, I will keep to myself. But first, let me tell you. If you should leave her in a fool's paradise, as they say, it were a very gross kind of behavior, as they say. For the gentlewoman is young, and therefore, if you should deal double with her, it were truly an ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman, and very weak dealing.
Commend me to thy mistress. I do protest unto thee.
Good heart, in faith I will tell her as much. She will be a joyful woman.
Wilt thou tell her, nurse, thou dost not mark me?
you do protest, which, as I take it, is a gentlemanlike offer.
Bid her devise some means to come to Shrift this afternoon, and there she shall, Friar Lawrence cell, be shrived and married. Oh, here's for thy pains.
Oh, truly, sir, not a penny.
Go to, I say you shall.
This afternoon, sir. She shall be there.
Oh, and stay, good nurse, behind the abbey wall, and within this hour my man shall be with thee, and bring thee cords made like a tackled stair, which to the high top gallant of my joy must be my convoy in the secret night. Farewell. Be trusty and off with thy pains. Farewell. Commend me to thy mistress.
Aye, sir, 1,000 times. Peter!
9,
4 at the pace.
The clock struck 9 when I did send for the nurse, and in half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet with him. No, that's not so. She's just lame. Love's heralds should be thoughts which 10 times faster glide than the sun's beams, driving back shadows over lowering hills. Therefore do nimble-pinioned doves draw love, and therefore hath the wind swift Cupid wings. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 till 12 is 3 long hours, and she is not come. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a ball. My words would bandy her to my sweet love and give me old folks. Many feign as if they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, pale as lead. Oh, she comes! Honey nurse, what news hast thou met with him? Lord, why lookest thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell it with a merry face. The news be good, thou shamest the news be sweet, news by telling with so sour a face.
I am a-weary. Give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache. What a jaunt have I.
I would thou hadst my bones and I thy news. Hey, calm, I pray thee, nurse, speak. Good nurse, speak.
Jesu, what haste! Do you not see that I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath when thou hast breath to tell me that thou art out of breath? The excuse thou dost make in this delay is longer than the tale thou dost excuse. Let me be satisfied, is it good or bad? Let me be satisfied.
Well, you have made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo? No, not he, though. His face be better than any man's, though his leg excels all men's, and a hand, and a foot, and a body, though they be not to be talked on, they are past compare. Go thy ways, wench. Serve God. Have thou dined at home?
No. No, but all this did I know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Oh, how my head aches. What a head have I. It beats as if it were to fall into 20 pieces. Oh, my back on the other side. My back, my back. Beshrew your heart for sending me to jaunt up and down and catch my death.
In faith, I am so sorry that thou art not well. But sweet nurse, what says my love?
Your love says, like an honest and a kind and a courteous, and I warrant a handsome. Where is your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she's within. Where else should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
God's lady dear, are you so hot? Come up, I trow. Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforward, do your messages yourself.
Here's such a coil. What says my love?
Have you got leave to go to Shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence cell, where there stays a husband to make you a wife. Oh, how the wanton blood comes up in your cheeks. There'll be scarlet trait in any news. Hie you to the cell. I must another way to
fetch the ladder by which your love must climb a bird's nest soon when it is dark. I am the drudge and toil in your delight, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. Hie you to church!
Hide the high fortune. Honestness, farewell. So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen, amen. But come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou close our hands with holy words, then love devouring death, do what he dare, it is enough I may but call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die like fire and powder, which as they kiss consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in its own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore, love moderately. Long love doth so. Too swift arrives as tardy as too slow. Here come the lady. Even to my ghostly confessor, Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both. As much to him else is his thanks too much.
Ah, Juliet, if the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, and that thy skill be more to place in it, sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air, and let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both receive in either by this dear encounter.
Conceit, more rich in matter than in words, brags of his substance, not of ornament. They are but beggars that count their worth, but my true love is grown to such excess, I cannot sum up some of half my wealth. Come, go with me and we will make swift work, for by your leave, you shall not stay alone till Holy Church incorporate two in one.
There will now be a 10-minute intermission.
I'm ready! Good Mercutio, let's retire! The day is hot, the capels are broad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For now, these hot days, is the mad one stirring? Come, thou art as hot a jack in thy mood as any in Italy. As soon moody to be moved, and as soon moved to be moody. And one too. Nay, there were two such, we should have none shortly, for one would kill the other. Thy head is as full of quarrels as an egg is full of meat, and yet thy head hath been beaten as addle as an egg for quarreling. Wilt thou tutor me in quarreling? And I were as apt to quarreling as thou art. Any man should buy the fee simple, my life, for an hour and a quarter. The fee simple? Oh, simple! Oh, by my head, here come the Capulets.
By my heel, I care not.
Follow me close, for I will speak to them. Gentlemen, good evening. A word with one of you.
But one word with one of us? Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
Can you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortest with Romeo.
Consort! What, dost thou make us minstrels? If thou make minstrels of us, look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick, here's that shall make you dance. Consort sounds!
Come, we talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw into some private place, reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure, I.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
But I'll be hanged, sir, if you wear your livery. Mary, go before the field, he'll be your follower. Your worship in that sense may call him man.
Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none, therefore farewell, I see thou knowest me not.
Boy, that shalt not excuse the injuries thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, 'tis honorable, vile submission. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives. Will you pluck your sword out of his pilcher by the ears. Make haste, lest mine be about your ears ere it be out.
I am for you.
Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up.
Come, sir, your passado.
Draw Benvolio, down the flipping gentlemen, for shame, bear this outrage, hold Tybalt. Good.
Away, Tybalt! I am hurt. A plague on both your houses, I am sped. Is he gone and hath nothing?
What, art thou hurt?
I, a scratch.
Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much.
Nay, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor as wide as a church door. But 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I am covered, I'm marked for this world. A plague on both your houses. Sound to dawn, a rat, a mouse, a cat, to scratch, a man to death, a braggart, a villain, a rogue that fights by the book of arithmetic. Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm!
I thought all for the best.
Help me into some house, Benvolio, or I shall faint. A plague on both your houses! They have made worms meat of me. I have it, and soundly too. Your houses.
This gentleman, prince's near ally, my very friend, hath got this mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt that hath an hour been my cousin.
Oh! Romeo, brave Mercutio is dead! His soul hath aspired the clouds which too untimely did here scorn the earth!
This day's black fate on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe. Others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt back again!
Alive in triumph, and Mercutio slain! Away to heaven, respective lenity, and fire and fury be my conduct now. Now, Tybalt, take back the villain and late thou gavest me. For Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads, staying for thine to keep him company. Either thou or I or both must go with him! Thou wretched boy that didst control with him here, shall with him hand! Who shall determine that?
Romeo! Hence, away! Begone! The citizens are up and the capels abroad! Stand not amazed! The prince will doom thee death if thou art taken and hence away! Begone!
Oh, I am fortune's fool!
Why dost thou stay? Where are the vile beginners of this fray? O noble prince, I can discover all that has happened in this unlucky and fatal brawl. Here lies the man, slain by young Romeo that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Oh, Tybalt! Oh, my brother's child! Oh, Prince! Husband, the blood is spilled of my dear kinsman! Prince, as thou art true for blood of ours, shed blood of Montague!
Who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt, here slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo, that spoke him fair, could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt, deaf to peace, but that he tilts with piercing steel at brave Mercutio's breast, who all is hot, turns deadly point to point. Romeo, he cries aloud, hold friends, heart! Underneath whose arm an envious thrust from Tybalt hid the life of stout Mercutio. And then Tybalt ran away, but by and by comes back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge. And
to it, they'd go like lightning, for ere I could draw to part them, was stout Tybalt slain. And as he did turn and fly, did Romeo turn and fly, as he died. This is the truth. Let Benvolio die.
He is a kinsman to the Montague. He speaks not true. I beg for justice, which thou must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew him. He slew Mercutio. Who now the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, Prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes what the law should end, the life of Tybalt!
And for that offense, we do exile him hence. I have an interest in your heart's proceeding. My blood for your rude brawls doth lie a-bleeding. But I'll immerse you with such strong a fine that you will repent this loss of mine. I will be deaf, pleading, and excuses, nor tears nor prayers shall purchase out abuses. Therefore use none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else when he is found that hour is his at last. Bear hence these bodies and tend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill.
Lovers can see to do their amorous rites by their own beauties, or, if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come, gentle night, come, loving, black-browed night, give me my Romeo. And when I shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he shall make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night, and pay no worship to the garish sun. I have bought the mansion of a love, but not possessed it. And though I am sold, not yet enjoyed. So tedious is this day, as is the night before some festival to an impatient child that hath new robes and may not wear them. Here comes my nurse, and she brings news, and every tongue that speaks but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Now, nurse, what news? What hast thou there, the cords that Romeo bid thee fetch? Aye, the cords. Ay me. Why dost thou wring thy hands? He's dead. He's dead, lady, we are undone. We are undone, alack the day! Can heaven be so envious? Romeo can, though heaven cannot. Romeo. Whoever would have thought it? Romeo! What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? His torture should be roared in dismal hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? Say thou but I, in that bare foul eye shall poison more than the death-darting eye of cockatrice. I am not I, if there be such an eye. Or those eyes shut that make me answer, I, Evie's slain, say I, or if not, no. Brief sounds determine my weal or my woe. I saw the wound, pale, pale as ashes, all bedaubed in blood, all in gore blood. I swooned at the sight. Break my heart. Poor bankrupt, break at once. To prison eyes ne'er look on liberty. Vile earth to earth resigned, end motion here. And thou in Romeo press one heavy bier. Oh, Tybalt, Tybalt, the best friend I had. Oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman, that ever I should live to see thee dead. What storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered and is Tybalt dead? My dearest cousin and my dearer lord, then dreadful trumpet, sound the general doom, for who is living if those two are gone?
Tybalt is gone, and Romeo banished. Romeo that killed him, he is banished.
Oh God! Did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did, alas the day it did.
Serpent heart hid with flowering face. Beautiful, tyrant, fiend, angelical. Was ever book containing such vile matter so fairly bound? That deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace.
There's no trust, no faith, no honesty in men. All perjured, all forsworn, all not, all dissimilar. Shame come for Romeo!
Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish! He was not born to shame. Upon his brow shame is a shame to sit. For 'tis a throne where honor may be crowned. Sole monarch of the universal earth, what a beast was I to chide at him!
Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Or my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name when I, thy 3 hours wife, have mangled it? But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin would have killed my husband. That foolish student back in a native spring. Their tributary drops belong to love, which you mistaking offer up to joy. My husband lives that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt's dead that would have killed my husband. Oh, this is comfort, wherefore weep I then. Some word there was worser than Tybalt's death that murdered me. I would forget it vain, but it presses to my memory like damned guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt is dead. And Romeo banished, that one word, banished, hath slain 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death was woe enough if it had ended there. Or if sour woe delights in fellowship and needly will be ranked with other griefs, why followed not, when you said Tybalt's dead, thy father, or thy mother, nay, or both, which modern lamentation might have moved? But with a rare word following Tybalt's dead, Romeo is banished. To speak that word is father, mother, Tybalt, Romeo, Juliet, all slain, all dead. There is no end, no limit, measure, bound in that word dead. No worse can that woe sound. Where is my father and my mother, nurse?
Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corpse. Will you go to them? I'll take you thither.
Wash they his wounds with tears? Mine will be spent when theirs are dry for Romeo's banishment. Take up those cords. For ropes you are beguiled, both you and I. For Romeo is exiled. Mated for a highway to my bed, but I, a maid, die maiden widowed. Come, cords, come, nurse. I'll to my wedding bed, and death, not Romeo, take my maiden head.
Hie you to your chamber. I will find your Romeo and bring him to you. I wot well where he is. Hark you, he will be here tonight.
Find him, and give this ring to my true knight, and bid him come to take his last farewell. Come forth, thou fearful man! Affliction is enamored of thy parts, and thou art wedded to calamity. Too familiar is my sweet son with such sour company. I'd bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
Less than doomsday is the prince's doom.
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips, not body's death, but body's banishment.
Ha! Banishment? Be merciful, say death, for exile hath more terror in his look look much more than death. Do not say banished.
Here from Verona art thou banished, and be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world outside Verona walls, but purgatory, torture, hell itself. Hence banished is banished from the world, and world's exile is death. Then calling death banishment, thou cuts my head off with a golden axe, and smiles upon the stroke that murders me.
O deadly sin, O rude ungratefulness! Thy fault our law called death. But the kind prince taking thy side hath rushed away the law and turned that black word death to exile. This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
'Tis torture and not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing live here in heaven and may look on her. But Romeo may not. Sayest thou yet that exile is not death? Hadst thou no poison mixed, no sharp crown knife, no sudden means of death, though ne'er so mean as banish it to do me, banish it. Oh, friar, that the damned that use that word in hell, howling attends it. How hast thou the heart to say to me, being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, my friend professed to mingle me with that word, banish it?
O fond madman, hear me a little,
Thou wilt speak again of banishment.
I will give thee armor to shield thee from that word, adversity sweep out philosophy to comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Yet banished, hang up philosophy. Unless philosophy can make a Juliet, just plant a town, reverse a prince's doom, it helps not, it prevails not, talk no more.
Oh, then I see that madmen have no ears.
How should they when that wise men have no eyes?
Let me reason with thee thy estate.
Thou canst not speak, of that thou dost not feel. If wert thou as young as I, Juliet thy love an hour, but married to Tybalt, murder it, and toting like me, and like me banish it, and Mercutio. Then mightst thou speak, then mightst thou tear thy hair and fall upon the ground as I do now, taking the measure of an unmade grave.
Arise, one calls. Good Romeo, hide thyself.
Friar,
Who calls so loud? Whence come you? What be thy will?
let me come in, I'll tell you my errand. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Holy Friar, tell me, Holy Friar, where is Romeo? Where is my lady's lord?
There on the ground with his own tears made drunk.
Oh, he's even in my mistress's case, just in her case. Woeful sympathy, hideous predicament. Even so lies she, weeping and blubbering, blubbering and weeping. Stand up! Stand up, for Juliet's sake, for her sake, rise up! Why should you fall into so deep an O? Nurse, sir, death is the end of all.
Speakest thou of Juliet? How is it with her? Doth not she think me an old murderer? Now I have stained the childhood of our love with blood, removed but little from her own. Where is she, and how doth she, and what says my concealed lady to our cancelled love?
She says nothing, sir, but weeps and weeps. She stands up, and on Tybalt calls, and on Romeo cries, and falls back down again.
As if that name shot from the deadly level of a gun did murder her, as that name's cursed hand murdered her kinsman. Oh, tell me, friar, tell me, in what vile part of this anatomy does my name lie? Tell me that I may sack the hateful man.
Hold thy desperate hand! By my holy order, I thought thy disposition better tempered. Hast thou slain Tybalt, wilt thou slay thyself, and thy lady who in thy life now liveth? What rouse thee, man? Thy Juliet is alive, for whose sake thou wast but lately dead. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy. The law that wrecks death becomes thy friend and turns it to exile. There art thou happy. A pack of blessings light upon thy back. Happiness courts thee in her best array, but like a sullen and misbehaved wench, thou count upon thy fortune and thy love. Take heed, for such die miserable. Go. Get thee to thy love, as was decreed. Hence and comfort her. But look thou stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live till we can find time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends. Beg pardon of the prince, and call thee back with 1,000 times more joy than thou went'st forth in lamentation. Go before nurse. Commend me to thy lady. Bid her hasten all the house to bed, which heavy sorrow makes them apt unto. Romeo is coming.
Will I tell my lady you will come?
Do so and bid my sweet prepare to try.
A ring she bid me give you, sir. Make haste, for it grows very late.
How long my comfort is arrived by this?
Go you hence. 'Tis late. And here stands all your estate. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by break of day, disguise from hence. Sojourn in Mantua, I shall find out your man. He shall tell you every good chance that shall have from time to time. Give me thy hand. 'Tis late. Good night, and farewell.
That a joy past joy calls out to me, or grief so brief to part. Farewell.
Things have fallen out, sir, quite unluckily. We've had no time to move our daughter. But she loved our kinsman Tybalt dearly, and so did I. Well, we're going to die. She's very late. We'll not be coming down soon. I assure you, we're not more presents. We would have been in bed an hour ago.
These times of woe afford times to woe. Mother, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will, and know her mind early tomorrow.
Sir Ferris, I will make a tender, desperate proof of my child's fault. I think she will be ruled in all respects by me. Nay, more, I doubt it not. But, so, what day is it?
Monday, my lord.
Monday. Well, Wednesday is too soon. Oh, Thursday let it be. Oh, Thursday. Tell Juliet she shall be married to this noble earl. Will you be ready? Do you like this haste?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Well, get you gone then. Farewell, my lord. Wife, go to Juliet. Prepare her against this wedding day. So late, I may say it's early by and by.
Wilt thou be gone? It's not yet near day. It was the nightingale and not the lark that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear. Nightly she sings on yon pomegranate. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
The lark, herald of the morn-no nightingale. Look, love, when these streaks place the sundry clouds in yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out. Joking day stands tiptoe on the misty mountain tops. Must we on and live or stay and die?
Yon light is not daylight, I know it I. It is some meteor that the sun exhaled to be this night, a torchbearer and light thee on thy way
the lark and lo the toad changed eyes. Now I would they had changed voices too, since arm from arm that voice doth us affray, hunting thee hence with hunts up to the day. Now be gone, more light and light it grows.
More light, light, dark and dark our woes.
Madam,
Nursing,
mother is coming to your chamber. Day is broke. Be wary. Look about.
and window, let day in and let life out.
Well, farewell. One kiss and on the stem.
Thinkest thou will ever meet again?
Doubt it not. All these blows should serve for sweet discourses in our times to come.
I have an ill-divining soul. Methinks I see thee now, thou art so low as one dead in the bottom of a tube. Either my eyesight fails or thou lookest pale.
Trust me, love, in my eyes, so do you. Dry sorrow drinks our blood. You.
She not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed cause procures her hither?
Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death. What? Wilt thou wash him from the grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live. Therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling lost.
So shall you feel the loss, but not the friend which you weep for.
Feeling so the loss, I cannot help but ever weep the friend.
Well, girl, thou weepest not so much for his death as the villain lives which slaughtered him. But, no, I tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
Madam, in happy time what news might that be?
Marry, my child, early next Thursday morning, this valiant, young, and noble gentleman, the county Paris, shall happily make thee there a joyful bride at St. Peter's Church.
Now by Peter's Church and St. Peter's, we shall not make me there a joyful bride. I wonder at this haste that I must wed, ere that he that should be husband comes to woo. I pray thee, tell my lord and father, madam, I will not marry yet. And when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate. These are news indeed.
Here is your father. Tell him so yourself. See how he will take it at your hands.
How now, a conduit girl? What, still in tears, evermore showering? How now, wife? Have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
Soft. Take me with you. Take me with you. How now? She will none. Does she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Does she not count her blessed, unworthy as she is, that we have brought so worthy a gentleman to be her noble bride?
Not proud you have, but thankful you have. Proud can I never be of what I hate, but thankful even for hate, which is meant love.
Proud me? No prouds, nor thank me? No thanks. But Fennel, your fine joints against Thursday next to go with Peter to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag thee on a hurdle thither. Out, you green sickness, baggage face, you talion!
Fie, what are you mad?
Father, hear me with patience, but to speak a word.
Hang thee, you disobedient wretch, young baggage! I tell thee what, get thee to a church on Thursday, or never look me in the face again. Speak not, reply not, do not answer me. My fingers itch, wife. We scarce thought us blessed that God had lent us but this only child. But now I see we have a curse in having her, and she... Oh,
You are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
how now, my lady wisdom? Hold your tongue.
I speak no treason.
Please, you mumbling fool, utter your gossip over gravity's pole. There's no use here.
You are too hot!
God's bread, it makes me mad! Day, night, hour, time, work, alone in company, my care hath still been to have her matched. And then to have a retching, pulling mammoth, a whining fool and her fortune center say, I cannot love, I'm too young, please pardon me. I'll pardon you, graze where you will, you shall not house with me. Look to it, think on it. Thursday is near, I do not mean to jest. Lay hand on heart, I advise, and be mine, or I shall give you to my friend when you shall hang, beg, starve, die in the streets, and I'll never acknowledge thee, for what is mine can never do me wrong. Think on it, I'll not be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week, or if you do not, make that bridal bed in the dim monument where Tybalt lies. Speak not to me, for I'll not a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee. Oh God. Nurse, how shall this be prevented? Comfort me, counsel me. Alack, that heaven should practice stratagems upon so soft a subject as myself. What sayest thou? Hast thou not a word of joy? Some comfort, nurse!
Faith, here it is. Romeo is banished, and all the world to nothing. He dares never come back to challenge you, or if he does, it must be by some means of stealth. So the case standing as it doth, I think it best you marry with the county. Beshrew my heart, I think you are happy in the second match, for it excels your first. Or if it did not, your first is dead, or as good as he were, with him here and you no use of him.
Speakest thou from my heart?
And from my very soul, else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go in and tell my father that I have gone to Friar Lawrence's cell to make confession and be absolved.
Marry, I will. And this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation! Oh, most wicked fiend! I'll to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
On Thursday, sir?
The time is very short.
My father Capulet will have it so, and I am nothing slow, like you say.
You say you do not know the lady's mind? Not even as of course I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have a little talk of love, for Venus smiles not in a house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she do give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes her marriage to stop the inundation of her tears, which, too much minded by herself alone, may be put from her by society. Now do you know the reason of this haste?
I would I knew not why it should be slowed. Look, sir, the lady approacheth my cell.
Happily met, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be your wife.
What may be must be, love, on Thursday next.
What must be shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you to make confession to this father?
To answer that, I must confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you that I love him.
So will you, I am sure, that you love me.
If I do so, it will be of more price being spoken behind your back than to your face.
Poor soul, thy face is much obvious with tears.
Tears have got small victory by that, for it was bad enough without their spite.
Thou wrongest it more than tears with that report.
It is no slander, sir, which is a truth. And what I spake it to my face.
Thy face is mine, and thou hast slandered it.
Maybe so, for it is not mine own. Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now, or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisured daughter serves me. Good mother, we must entreat the time alone.
God shield I should disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early will rouse you. Till then, adieu, and keep this holy kiss.
Shut the door. And when thou hast done so, come weep with me. Past hope. Past care, best of hell. Oh, Juliet, I already know thy fate. Strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it on Thursday next, be married to this county.
Tell me not that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. If in thy wisdom thou canst give no help, do thou but call my resolution wise, and with this knife I'll help it presently. Therefore, out of thy long experienced time, give me some present counsel. For behold, twixt me and my extremes this bloody knife shall play the umpire, arbitrating that which the commission of thy years and thy art could to no true issue of honor bring. Be not so long to speak, I long to die, if what thou speakest speak not of remedy.
Oh, God, I inspire a kind of hope which braves the desperate next to the saddest desperate which we would prevent. If, rather than to marry her, thou hast the strength of will to kill thyself, it is likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death, and hide away that shame that copeth with death himself to escape from it, and if thou darest to give thee remedy.
Bid me leap rather than marry Paris.
Hold then. Go home. Be married. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow, look that thou lie alone. Let not the nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Being then in bed, take thou this vial, and drink thou distilling liquor off, when presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor. For no pulse shall keep his native progress but secretes. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. And in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death, thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awakest from a pleasant sleep. When the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou, dead. Then, as the manner of our country is, in thy best robes and covered on the bier shalt thou be borne to that same ancient vault where all the Capulets lie. In the meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo by my letters know our drift. And hither shall he come, and he and I will watch thy waking. And that very night will Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua. And this shall rid thee of thy present shame.
Give me, tell me not of fear.
Hold then. Get you gone. Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I shall send a friar with speed with my letters to thy lord.
Love, give me strength, and strength shall help afford.
Farewell, dear father.
What? Is my daughter gone to Friar Lawrence?
I, forsooth?
While he may chance do some good on her. A self-willed, peevish harlotty it is.
See where she comes from shrift with a merry look.
Why, how now, my headstrong? Where have you been gadding?
Where I have learned me to repent the sin of disobedient opposition to you and your behests, and am enjoined by holy Lawrence to fall prostrate here and beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you, henceforward I am ever ruled by you.
Go send for the county, tell him of this. I'll have this knot knit up in the morning.
I met the Lord at Lawrence's cell, and gave him what becometh love, I might, not overstepping the bounds of modesty, of course.
I'm glad on it. This is well. Stand up. This is as it should be. Go, send for the county. I marry. Go, I say, and bring him forth. Now,
Nurse.
before God, this holy Reverend Friar Lawrence, our whole city is much bound to him.
Nurse, will you come with me into my chamber and fetch such needful ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow?
No, not till
Go,
first.
nurse. Go with her. Will to church tomorrow.
madam, we have culled such necessaries as are beautiful for our state tomorrow. So please you now let me be left alone tonight.
Take to bed and rest, for thou hast need.
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. Vile. What if this mixture do not work? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? No. No, this shall prevent it. Lie thou there. How if when I am laid into the tomb I wake before the time Romeo come to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not be then stifled in the vault, whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die, strangled there by Romeo come to redeem me? Or if I live, is it not very like the horrible conceit of death and night, together with the terror of the place? As in a vault, an ancient receptacle, where for this many 100 years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed, where bloody Tybalt, yet but green in earth, lies festering in its shroud. Where, as they say, at some hours in the night, spirits resort, alack! Alack, is it not like that I, so early waking, what with loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes torn from the earth, that living mortals hearing them run mad? Oh, if I live, shall I not be so distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefathers' joints, and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud, and in this madness, with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club, dash out my desperate brains? Look, methinks I see my cousin's ghost seeking out Romeo that did spit his body on a rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo. Romeo, here's drink. I drink to thee.
Come, stir, stir, stir. The second cock hath crowed, the curfew bell hath rung. 'Tis 3 o'clock.
Go, get you to bed. You'll be sick for this much watching.
No, not a whit. Why, I've stayed up this late before. I've never once been sick.
Aye, you have been a mouse hunt in your time, but I'll watch you from such watching now.
Jealoushood, jealoushood. What is there? The Count, he will be here with music straight, for so he said he would. Soft, I can hear him now. Nurse, go awaken Juliet. Go and trim her up. I'll go chat with Paris. Go, make haste. Make haste, I say. The bridegroom will be ready.
Mistress! Mistress! Pass it. Love, I say. Madam. Sweetheart. Bride. What? Not a word? Take your pennyworth now? What? Still sound asleep? I needs must wake you. Madam. 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 What? Dressed in your clothes and down again? Needs must wake you. Lady. Lady. Lady! Alas! Alas, help! Help, my lady's dead! Oh. Some aquaviteo! My lord, my lady!
What is the matter?
A heavy day!
What noise is here?
Get forth, her lord is come.
She's dead! Deceased! Collect the dead! She's dead! Dead!
Let me see her. Out, alas. She's cold. Her blood is settled. Her joints are stiffened. Life in these lips have long been separated. Death lies upon her like an untimely frost. The sweetest flower in all the field.
Is the bride ready to go to church?
Ready to go, but never to return. Oh, son, the night before thy wedding, death hath lain with thy wife. Look at her, flower as she once was, deflowered by him. Death is my son-in-law. Death is my heir. My daughter he hath wedded. I will die and leave all things, life, living, all his death.
Have I thought long this is morning's face, and doth it give us a sight as this?
Accursed, unhappy, wretched, hateful day! Most miserable hour that e'er time saw in lasting labor of his pilgrimage. The one poor and loving child, who hath but one thing to rejoice and solace in, and cruel death have catched it from my sight. Awful day!
Beguiled, divorced, wronged, spited, slain, most detestable dead, by thee beguiled, by cruel thee quite overthrown. O love, O life, not life, but love in death.
Hated, martyred, divorce killed, uncomfortable time. Why came thou now to murder our solemnity? My child, my soul and not my child. She is buried, and with her, my joys.
Peace, ho, for shame! Confusion's cure lives not in these confusions. Heaven and yourself have part in this fair maid, now heaven hath all, and all the better it is for her. Your part in her you could not keep from death, but heaven keeps his part in eternal life. But most you sought was for her promotion, and weep you now, seeing she is advanced. Clouds above the clouds high as heaven itself. Oh, in this love you love your child so ill that you run mad, seeing she is well. She's not well married that lives married long. She's best married that dies married young. Dry up your tears and lay your rosemary on this fair corpse, and let us all prepare to follow her unto her grave, for though upon nature bids us all lament, nature's tears are reason's merriment.
All things that we have ordained festival, change them to the contrary. Our wedding feast to funeral food. Our great hymns to melancholy bells. All things change them to the contrary.
Go you, sir, and madam go with him. Paris and all, for though the heavens lower upon you for some ill, let us cross them no more, by encountering their high will.
Trust the flattering truth of sleep, my dreams presage some joyful news at hand. My bosom's lord sits lightly in his throne, and all this day an unaccustomed spirit lifts me above the ground with cheerful thoughts. How now, Balthazar, news from Verona! Dost thou not bring me letters from the friar? How doth my Juliet? Is my father well? How does my lady that? I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well. Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capel's monument, and her mortal part with the angels lives. I saw her lay low in her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it to you. Oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news, since you did leave it for my office, sir.
Is it in
so? Then I deny you, stars! Thou knowest my lodging. Get me ink and paper and hire post horses. I will end this tonight. I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do court some misadventure. Hush, thou art deceived. Leave me and do the thing I bid thee do. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar? No, my good lord. No matter, get thee gone. Hire those horses, I'll be with thee straight. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. Oh, mischief, thou art swift to enter in the thoughts of desperate men. But oh, apothecary, who calls so loud? Come hither, man. I see that thou art poor. There's 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison. Such soon speeding ears will disperse itself through all the veins, that the life-weary taker may fall dead.
Such mortal drugs I have men do as well as death to any that utters them.
Art thou so bare, full of wretchedness, and fierce to die? Famine is in thy cheeks, need and oppression starveth in thy eyes. Contempt and beggary hang upon thy back. The world is not thy friend, nor the world's law. The world affords thee no law to make thee rich, then be not poor, but break it and take this.
My poverty is not my friend.
Pay thy poverty, no thy will.
This is any little thing you will. Though strength in one event, it will stop the great.
Farewell, by food, and get thyself into life. Come, cordial, not poison, go with me to Juliet's grave. There must I use thee.
Holy Franciscan Friar, brother! How? This same should be the voice of Friar John. Welcome from Mantua. What saith Romeo, or if his mind be right, give me his letter.
Going to find a barefoot brother out, one of our order to associate me here in this city, visiting the sick and finding him. The searchers of the town, suspecting that we were both in a house where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, and so my speed to Mantua was stayed.
Who then bore my letter to Romeo?
No one. Here it is again. So fearful were the messengers of infection.
Oh, unhappy fortune. By my brotherhood, this letter was not nice, but of great charge and dear import, and the neglecting of it may do much danger. Friar John, get me an iron crow and a lantern, and bring it to myself with haste.
Aye, brother, I'll bring it thee.
Now must I to the monument alone. Within these 3 hours will Juliet awake. She will beshrew me much that Romeo hath had no notice of our happenings, but I will keep her at my cell till I can write to him again. And oh, poor living corpse close in a dead man's tomb!
Under yon yew trees lay the all along, holding thy ear close to hollow ground. Invite a bird unto me as a signal that thou hearest something approach. Give me the flowers, as I bid thee, go.
I am almost afraid to stand alone here in the churchyard, yet I will advance.
Sweet flower, with flower, thy bridal that I threw. Oh, wanting that, with tears from thy mouth, the obsequies that I for thee will keep. To thy grave and weep.
Cuckoo! Cuckoo!
The dog is running. Come to this approach. What? In a torch? It must illuminate. A while.
Give me the man, I'll get the wrenching iron. Hold. Take this letter. Early in the morning, see thou deliver it to my lord and father. Upon thy life I charge thee, whate'er thou hearest or seest, stand all. Do not interrupt me.
about? His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, forged, the dearest morsel of the earth. Thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite, I'll cram thee with more food.
This is that banished haughty Montague that murdered my love's cousin. But with grief it is supposed that the fair creature died. And here is come to some villainous shame. I will apprehend him. Stop thy foul toil, vile Montague. Condemned villain, obey and go with me, for thou must die.
Indeed, I must, and therefore came I hither. Good, gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man, stay not. Begone, live, and hereafter say, a madman's mercy bid thee run away.
I do defy that combination, and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy.
Oh, Lord, they fight. I will go call the Lord.
Oh, I am slain. If thou be merciful, open the tomb, lay me with Juliet.
Faith I will. Let me prove this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble Count in Paris. I'll bury thee in the triumphant grave. Grave? Oh no, slaughtered youth, a lantern, for here lies Juliet, and her presence makes this vault of feasting presence full of light. How oft, when men are at the point of death, have they been married? My love, my wife. Death hath sucked the honey of thy breath, hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensign yet is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advancing. Tybalt, liest thou there in thy bloody sheet? Oh, what more favor can I do to thee than with the hand that cut thy youth in twain to sunder his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin. I still will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim night depart again. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. Lips, oh you, the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct, come, unsavory guide. Here's to my love. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus with a kiss, I die.
St. Francis, be my speed. Go off tonight with my old feet, stumble and scrapes. Who's there?
Here's one, a friend, and one that knows you well.
Bliss be with you, good my friend. Can you tell me what light so yonder burns? I do discern it is in the Capel's monument.
It doth so, holy sir. And there's my master, one that you love.
Who is it?
Romeo.
How long have you been in there?
Full half an hour.
Go with me to the vault.
I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I'm gone hence. And fearfully did menace me with death if I did stay to look on his intents.
Stay then, I'll go alone. Oh, I do fear some grave unthrifty thing hath come upon us. Romeo! Alack, alack, what blood is this which stains the stony entrance to the sepulchre? Romeo, how pale! Who else in Paris too, and steeped in blood, a lamentable day! The lady stirs.
Who's the friar? Where's Romeo? I do remember well where I should be, and here I am. Where is Romeo?
I do hear a noise. Lady, come with me out of that nest of death, contagion, unnatural sleep. Some greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead, and Paris too, and oh, come with me. The watch approaches. I shall dispose of thee among sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question. I fear to stay.
Go! Get thee hence, for I will not away!
What's this? A cup closed in my true love's hand. Poison I see hath been his timeless end. I will kiss thy lips, haply some poison yet doth hang on them to make me die with the restorative. Thy lips are warm.
Lead boy, which way?
Yea. Noise. I'll be brief then. Happy dagger. This is thy sheath. There rust, and let me die. Here's the place there where the torch doth burn.
The ground is flying! All sharks are touching! All pitiful sight! Horrified! Attached!
Romeo's man, we found him in the churchyard. And here's a friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We took this mattock and this spade from him as he was leaving through the churchyard side.
Great destruction, keep it here till the prince comes.
What misadventure so early up that calls our person from our morning rest?
What noise is it that is so shrieked about?
All the people in the streets cry Romeo, and some Juliet, and some Paris, and all run with open outcry toward our monument.
What fear is this which startles night?
Here lies the county slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet poor and nearly killed.
Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes.
Here's her friar, and one of Romeo's men with tools upon to open a dead man's tomb.
Oh, heavens! Wife, look how our daughter bleeds! Oh, for lo, this dagger hath mistaken. It is missheathed. It is empty on the back of Montague, and it's missheathed on my daughter's bosom.
Oh, the sight of death is a bell that warns my old age toward a sepulchre.
Come on, Queen, for thou art early up to see thy son and heir now early down.
My liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief for my son's exile has stopped her breath, but further woe conspires against mine age.
Look, thou shalt see.
O thou untaught, what manner is this to press before thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while till we can clear these ambiguities and know their spring, their head, their true descent. Then will I be general of your woes and lead you even in death. Meantime, let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the fighters of suspicion.
I am the greatest, able to do the least, yet most suspected as time and place doth make against me of this direful murder. But here I sat down both to impeach and expunge, myself condemned and myself excused.
Then say what thou dost know in this.
I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as is a tedious tale. Romeo, ere dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, ere dead, Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen wedding day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city, for whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed and would have married her perforce to County Paris. Then came she to me, with wild looks and bid me devise some means to rid her of this second marriage, or there in my cell would she kill herself. And gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. In the meantime writ I to Romeo, and bid him come as is this dire night, being the time the potion's force would cease, and could take her from the tomb. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was by some accident stayed, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then, at the prefixed hour of her waking, came I to the monument. But the minute ere the time of my arrival, here untimely lay the noble Paris, and true Romeo, dead. The lady wakes, and I entreated her come forth and bear this work of time with patience. And she, too distraught, would not, and I, frightened by noise, did heave the tomb, and as it seems she did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy, and if aught in this miscarried by my fault, let my life be sacrificed some hour before his time, unto the rigor of severest law.
You still have known me for a woman man. We're beaten. Capulet, Montague, see what scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished. All are punished.
Brother Montague, give me thy hand. My daughter, no more can I do.
But I can give thee more. For I will raise a statue as pure as gold, such while Verona by such name is known, there shall be no figure and subject be set than that of fair and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo find his lady by, for exactly God.
Blooming peace this morning when it breaks. Some Balthazar will not show his head. Go forth and have more talk of these sad things. Some will be pardoned and some punished. Whenever was there a story of more woe than this, Juliet